these best of ones and playing, you know, an hour, 2 hours later?
Actually, it's pretty different.
Okay.
Because the other team gets to play a different team in the meantime, so they get to learn a bit more. Maybe come into the next game with some momentum, whereas you were maybe sitting there, or you lost your last one. It gets really weird. I think Liquid is a lot more favored here than Gaimin is, just based off of the previous games in the series, not necessarily a team-to-team thing.
Okay, you have been a player, captain, and a coach.
Yes.
Can I ask you?
That's correct. Thank you, Austin.
How much more valuable the extra time Gaimin Gladiators had after their loss to Liquid to do replay analysis, right? Because going from game 1 to game 2, I've seen the players watch through it. They're fast-forwarding through things. You know, they're obviously going through things pretty quickly to try and get to the core of the matter. Would it be a lot more valuable to have an extra hour and a half, or do you think you get most of the gist of what went wrong in a game within, you know, 10, 15 minutes?
In terms of things you can adjust, 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
I would rather have my team just playing, you know.
Okay.
Like, I would rather play another game, win it, obviously, but play another game and continue to learn from that and build on ideas than just sit there and analyze a replay for an hour.
That's fair.
I don't think that's too valuable. I think a lot of replay analysis is valuable over the long run, or studying a tournament, or studying a day of scrims, stuff like that, right? And deep diving into it.
Yeah.
Studying individual games, just looking like, oh, we shouldn't have done this or this, it's not going to bleed that much into the next. Like, there's only so much you can adjust game to game like that. So, I'd rather just play. Keep finding some momentum, get a better feel for the patch, too, since it's the new patch. You know, the more games you play, the better off you're going to be.
And that was something that you specifically said when you thought Liquid would be the ones to eventually break the three-way tiebreaker, is that you think that as slow as it might be, they will eventually learn or outlearn their opponents.
I think they are the team that will start in the worst position but improve the most every cycle.
Sure.
So maybe they're still not the best team out of all three, but I think if you keep playing this cycle, they're going to be the team that improves the most each cycle, and therefore I kind of give them good odds like the longer this goes.
I think as some other additions to this specific match, we've got some big heroes for Liquid. Saberlight is Primal Beast's... Do you think it's his best hero?
I think it is his best hero when he is sacked.
Okay.
Which, I don't know if that's good or not yet. I'm still kind of debating that, but...
Sure. And we've seen...
His Primal's good.
We've seen Mickey's Razor go off quite heavily. Nisha Tiny. I mean, I'm not going to say that's his best hero for sure, but he's definitely good on it.
I think the Primal just functions well for this team because it's a core that you get one or two items and you can always go in the fight and create chaos for the other two cores, which are predominantly the two cores that Liquid tends to scale with.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's rare that they are scaling through the off lane as much as the others do with this particular lineup. This is another game that I think the Razor is the ultimate carry in this game.
Okay.
Like, I think Liquid is really confident in the Razor killing everybody in the late game, particularly this Gyro matchup with the big links.
Because that core-to-core matchup is very favorable for Razor, right?
Yes. Now, I'm not personally sure in terms of power level. Like, this Gyro looks really strong in a lot of games we watch him. And Gyro can absolutely carry this game for Gaimin, but I think that's just how Liquid thinks about the hero. Sure. I think they're always really confident in Mickey's late game Razor.
I don't remember if I know Razor got one thing he got nerfed, which was the Thunderhead, the spell lifesteal off of that. It now counts as damage reflection. Yeah, yep. So it's no longer lifestealable.
Yeah, which was interesting. Was that a necessary nerf? I don't know. Were people buying Voodoo Mask on Razor?
There's some Bloodstone Refresher Razor builds at some point.
That's been out of the meta for a long time, but yeah, they also got rid of the Shard, I think.
Aghanim Shard no longer pulls Razor and his target closer together, instead slows the target's movement speed by 1x the amount of damage stolen while the link is active.
Right. So that's a really weird one because that pull was really influential in a lot of late game situations.
Yeah.
And I have to believe that pull is better than the move speed slow because that pull usually ended up just being 100% move speed slow. Like, you just got stuck a lot of times.
If that hero got stunned, then you just get pulled into each other. Yeah.
So that has to be a fairly big nerf. It's also a flat number. It's not a percentage.
Watson taking a bit of damage. Saberlight taking even more damage. Flat cannon shots, and they'll finish him off. That's first blood for Watson. We're already seeing the gyrocopter begin to take off. The gyrocopter Jakiro lane, too powerful, man.
That's a strong lane.
Yeah.
A really strong lane. You got to just TP out of there or you're probably going down. And it's another lane for Saberlight that will be behind out of the laning stage. So some work to be done for Liquid there. Seems to be most of the time.
Tofu gonna get run down to the top lane. In the meantime, ran to the wrong spot. He does have a dead shot, but can't get it off fast enough.
Yeah, shot him into Ace. Ace is like, yo,
Chill, man.
bro, send him the other way, man. I also think we're seeing a return to these spell casting supports that are really obnoxious in the team fights. Because there's just been so much team fighting, which tends to happen early on in patches. It's very chaotic. Not as much consistent map play, more just skirmishing, spell casting, fighting for random objectives, Rosh, Tormentor, right?
Yeah.
Like you just panic, join fights. So I think the supports that can contribute to that kind of game tend to be more popular at the start of patches.
Okay.
Whereas things like Enchantress or Chen, you know, will come in towards the end because, oh, I'm going to start cutting waves and getting really big and not fight you.
When I think of player's specialty, I feel like that benefits Tofu more than Boxy. Because when it comes to ranged 4-position spellcasters, I think more of Tofu, whereas the melees, I think of Box.
It's probably fair on average.
Obviously, both being Western European teams, they probably it favors both of them compared to the field of teams, since that was the favored thing when both these teams were the top 2 of the patches.
I guess for me, this is just another game where I look at all 4 supports, and they're all 4 ranged backline spellcasters.
Yeah.
Like they're all doing very similar things. Maybe you have a bit more heal and sustain out of the Pugna compared to the other 3, but we saw how successful the Muerta was in the previous game in those team fights, especially that calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you start getting those extra ghosts, it persists so long. Man, do not underestimate that facet.
Yeah, there's a reason why Gaimin Gladiators took so many of the Liquid heroes from before. Why do you think the Pugna was picked, by the way?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Was Oracle banned?
That's a pretty good reason. I don't know.
I mean, Insania just loves these backline healers. Phoenix, Oracle, Pugna. So some of it could just be giving your lineup a bit of that backup for the cores who are going in. I think this hero's still strong, honestly. Pretty annoying in the fights. It's pretty good versus a lot of these spellcasters with the ward. Not as good with the Decrep in this game, I'd say. I don't think Gyro's a carry that cares as much about you decrepping one guy.
Yeah. And there's no like mana battery hero, really?
Well, they got rid of that too.
Oh, they did.
Right now he's just a health battery.
Even still, I guess I wonder how successful that health battery is going to be in the middle of fights, because they have a lot of chasing heroes, like Razor and the Primal Beasts are going to be running after heroes. Tiny's going to be blinking in deep. Saberlight charges in deep and is immediately met with a deadly response from the Gyrocopter.
That was very aggressive.
And it's going to cost him even more. Boxy, nowhere to run to with Tofu sneaking in from behind. So that is going to be a double kill. Both safe lanes walking away with big wins. The kills going to the favor of Gaimin Gladiators, while Liquid have already taken Ace's tower.
Yeah, they just bombarded
Radiant's
with this
middle tower
weather
is under
blast.
attack.
Don't see a offlane tower going down that early often. That's why they picked the Pugna Austin. They had to take this man's tower.
Yeah, maybe these tier 1 towers are more important with the Roshans in the middle of the field. There's going to be more fighting in the middle part of the map.
I feel like taking Gaimin's towers is also pretty nice. Team that likes to snowball and play lanes and fight the runes and all that. Every tier 1 they lose, I think, hurts that a little bit.
Boxy, nice dead shot. Back into it with the calling. And, okay, layers and layers of nukes thrown his way.
It's another game where this Gyro is the big winner out of laning phase.
Yep.
No one seems to be able to slow this hero down. That's something you're going to have to deal with here if you're Liquid. Yeah, you have a Razor answer to him, but if he's just so far ahead, he fights through it.
Dire's top tower is under
It will
attack.
not be worth much. Smoke from Insania off of mid. He blasted, went back, smoked Nisha. They're going towards bottom. They want to slow this gyrocopter down. Can't blame him here.
Yeah, but they're stacking both the supports here, so it's not a clear situation that they win. In fact, if they smoke, run into each other, oh, they tossed in the Pugna. That's not good. The blast goes out, almost finishing off Tofu, but now he's gotten a bit of a heal. Saberlight
He got
comes through.
charged.
Oh no, this is just going terribly for Liquid, as they're going to lose all 3 of them without gaining a single kill. Gaimin Gladiators.
Dude, what?
I don't know if that
What
was
was that?
intended, but they just happened to sandwich them in the perfect spot.
Dude, this team really hates Insania or what? That was a double creep from hell and back. Like, yo, get in there, dog.
Yeah.
Then he tries to walk it off. I can make it out, Nisha. Don't worry about me, bro.
I get to
No, I got you, dog. Terrible gank.
It was a terrible situation.
See, you see that expression? You see that expression? Sorry to interrupt. That's the face of a man who wants to flame his team, but is too nice to do it.
While he also is like, it's Nisha, you know, are you going to flame Nisha?
I'd flame Nisha. I don't give a damn.
Well, you would. I'm just saying maybe Insania doesn't have that courage. The
Least
Grepify,
has a lot more to
nice
lose.
little juke. That's true. We did win a TI with that, man. Dead shot back in. Shadow Realm only protects you for so long.
And that failed gank bottom really set Liquid back in the game. They were kind of rolling, and then
Radiant's middle tower
they make a move to shut down the gyro. Instead, the gyro just gets even farther ahead. And now Gaimin are continuing to fight around that safe lane.
And now they don't have the aggressive space to let the Pugna chip away at these towers. Anytime they get too close to a tower, at this point, feels like Gaimin Gladiators have rolled far enough ahead. They are going to fight you. They're going to try and catch you. They're not going to let you make those little chips. 2K, 1,000, now 3K. Net worth lead.
I also think this Pango is going to be a problem in the early fights. I think in the late game you can deal with him, but it's a pretty free rolling Thunder game as long as you don't get pulverized, which isn't that easy in the early fights, especially if you can just play off Diffusal, mana burn some people. So this is also not a hero you want to give a lot more to here if you're Liquid. And your third tier 1 or your mid tier 1 is getting hit.
tower is under attack.
Would be the third tier 1 to go down in this game. It's almost dead. And another TP from Saberlight.
Saberlight TPing in. They're going to try and catch Tofu, but the Bramble's already out. That makes things really awkward. I think the silence as well made things bad for Saberlight. Still, maybe even better, though, if they manage to get the pick off on the Pango instead of the Muerta. Okay.
That was almost a 6 Stampede. Stampede him while he's terrorized just to run him away, but doesn't bail him out. Another ult down the drain. Liquid gets some revenge and go back to blast in that tier 1 mid. Oh, it's dead. Didn't get the blast. It's kind of sad for Insania.
Nisha gets yet another power rune as a result. So that move had a lot of benefits for Team Liquid.
Dire's top tower
With the
is
shield
under
rune,
attack.
we'll see if Liquid can continue to challenge Gaimin Gladiators as they go for back-to-back kills onto Quinn.
Oh, man, that's a brutal one. Really well set up. And this Pango has no game now. Just when you thought he was maybe going to make a little run, gets shut down completely.
Yeah, his Diffusal Blade is super slow now.
So now you have to look towards Watson.
Yep.
He has to pull some weight in this mid game to get the team fights rolling, make his net worth count, because he's really fat.
Is under attack.
Ace has also been pretty quiet. Vanguard Blade Mail. All right. And then I assume he's going to go Blink after this. Do you like Vanguard and Blade Mail?
I think Blade Mail is just for the Razor. You just don't want to get Link Eye of Storm run down for free.
I guess I just always feel like if you go both these items, you're slowing down your Blink Dagger so much.
Yeah, but this is not a game you're blinking in and winning the fight off a Hoof Stomp.
Okay.
I don't think you have the damage follow-up that's fast enough to reward that kind of play. So I agree with this. You have to play to scale, build your team fight up, play around the gyro, right?
Okay.
Like, Liquid's going to have to go on Watson in these fights.
Dire's middle tower
So if you can back that up as much as you can with fighting items or auras,
Dire's top
Or in this
should count for
case,
something.
a bit of utility with the Heaven's Halberd now complete, so he is really delaying that Blink Dagger a lot. But he is very farmed. He has made a nice recovery from where he was, which was, you know, his tower got taken
Radiant
super
are
early,
scanning.
pressured by Razor Pugna.
Nice
Sania
position.
smoked up with Nisha, breaks on the low ground. They immediately back away. They spot Quinn for a second there. Nisha's going to chase after him. Stampede goes off, tosses over to Watson, but they get the grab in the river. And Sania already dead. Nisha wants to fight because he's got a shield room. Avalanche on Quinn. He managed to hop out some of it, though. Tossed up in the air again. He gets swashbuckle away. And now Liquid have heavily committed. Watson's getting some good damage in. A Terrorize. That might bail out. No. Better dead shot from Tofu ensures the death of Mickey. Nisha comes in with another toss. That'll finish off the Gyrocopter. Now they're rolling from Saberlight. There's some Brambles out that are going to catch some heroes as well. They finish off Tofu. So 2 for 2?
Oh, Liquid definitely happy with that exchange. They get the big Gyrocopter kill. He was so far ahead. He was farming so fast. Could have dominated these fights. Instead, you traded out. I think they're very happy with that.
You would, like in that trade-off of Gyrocopter and Razor, you think that always benefits Liquid?
No, I just think right now it does. Because the Gyro was so far ahead. Like, if he wins that fight, he's going to be 2.5K ahead.
Okay.
And he can get a really nice BKB time. Instead, you slow it down and you put a lot of net worth into the Tiny and the Primal against the Pango here. Quinn is still just falling behind. The biggest problem right now for Gaimin.
Yeah, lowest net worth core in the game. Another smoke up into Liquid as they try and go for Tormentor, but Liquid has learned from their previous mistake. Do not take these Tormentors for granted. Maybe they're the ones to smoke into Gaimin Gladiators. A Gaimin Gladiators with all 5 here going to try and do the Tormentor.
Initiation's not easy for Gaimin. Ideally, you want Liquid fighting into you. Smoke is running out.
They've taken the high ground, so they're just going to hold this high ground and wait for Liquid to eventually bite. The illusions give them good information. No, the Tormentor is not being done currently. Toss up in the air, catches Tofu, roll on through. Nice ice path. And here comes a Gyrocopter ultimate that's going to do a lot of damage, but a beautiful Terrorize sets up Saberlight to get the grab on a Malady, slamming big AoE damage. They've killed 2, and Ace, as tanky as he is, as much HP as he has, the Blade Mail might kill Boxy. Boxy trying to make a run from it, gets hit by the Stomp. Now a TP away. Now that the disables are gone, smart move from Ace. Gets the kill, gets out.
Gaimin salvaged that a little, but that was just a sick jump from Nisha. He was on the ward, and somehow he gets the blink off first before Gaimin put any damage into that Tiny. This is not close, right?
God.
Yeah, that was insane.
They buffed Tormentor, right?
I mean, I feel the really early one is a lot stronger than when you're used to doing it at 20.
Yeah.
It's based on minutes, so I cannot tell you the exact points at which it's stronger and weaker, but
right.
I feel like this 50-minute one is considerably harder to do in terms of the HP toll it takes. That said, you didn't have Eye of the Storm there. You had pretty low HP to begin with. That was probably just an ambitious attempt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just sick find from Nisha into a 3-man Terrorize from that Dark Willow. Fight's over. Another fight, the Pangolier gets nothing out of it, man. He is so far behind.
Yeah. I think you are completely right, by the way, looking at the numbers. Stuck on this low ground area. Gaimin Gladiators are kind of pushed against the wall here. Liquid.
That's the Pango again,
for the
man.
Quinn. Okay. Swashbuckle away. He's good for now. Managed to get a nice Terrorize. Nope, he's not going to pop it yet. Doesn't want to use it. The Rolling Thunder's coming on through, but not really hitting anything. Quinn can't afford to overcommit. And now Mickey, he wants to use the rest of his Eye of the Storm with Nisha setting it up once again. The combo on the 2 supports with a follow-up from Saberlight. Not quite finishing him up. And again, Watson's getting really good damage returned onto Saberlight, who will eventually fall. Nisha struggles to finish off any of those low heroes from earlier. Turns to Ace now. Ace, again, very tanky, but was left alone this time around. No chance to be able to TP away. Quinn, he'll have that opportunity instead. Liquid in better shape to do the Tormentor this time around. Should be able to do it successfully.
I would love to see the damage numbers for everybody in this game right now, because I have a feeling Nisha is just absolutely styling on everybody. The amount of work he's doing in these fights is disgusting. And there's no control for him. Yeah,
wow.
It's not even close. This is just a Nisha show right now. Gaimin need to find a way to stop this Tiny or slow him down. He's getting way too many combos off. the disjoints after the combos have also just been too easy for him. I don't really know what you're supposed to do about it, though. Like, you have to land an ice path on him when he jumps somebody, or dead shot him in, or land Rolling Thunder / Centaur Stomp. Just not been easy. I mean, he is absolutely putting Liquid on his back right now. Nisha God showing up in these BO1s, you know. Someone told me he's about to be eliminated. Wait, what?
He woke up.
He said we're still in DreamLeague. Wait, what? Maybe they think this is a different event. They think they already got eliminated from DreamLeague, as usually happens.
They got the Men in Black memory wipers.
Yeah, this is a qualifier.
This is a qualifier for an ESL 1, guys.
That's right. Just pretend you're lower bracket. Higher.
So the numbers on Tormentor, it is weaker than the 20-minute one, obviously. At 15 minutes, it's weaker. But you would definitely be right. The numbers aren't that big of a difference. So compared to the HP and damage that you do, it's probably stronger just for that. But it also does the damage over time that it does. It went from 30 to 60 damage per second. So if you can't kill it quickly, it is definitely busting out way more damage.
Yeah, it's like a Radiance burn.
Woo!
Radiant are scanning.
Nice.
Full on Radiance.
Well, Aghanim's Scepter done for Watson. He was the second highest damage in the game, correct? So
Dire are
that'll start
scanning.
amping up a little bit. He already had the Chrysalis, so that Aghanim Scepter is going to feel pretty good. He's got a Vampiric enchantment as well, so that'll feel real nice with all the damage he outputs. Ace stuck alone here again. Stampede is only going to last so long here, but Quinn to the rescue. Hits Nisha. Good target to go for. Terrai's going to come in. It does manage to clip Watson, but it looks like Nisha's taken so much damage that Quinn, he'll be able to finish him off with a Rolling Thunder. Gaimin Gladiators finally get a successful team fight, a clean one at that, 2-0.
And big difference there is the Tiny's not jumping the Pango, which means Quinn can just Rolling Thunder come in and go on the Tiny for once. And now you have the capability to lock Nisha in place, not let him disengage, and look for another combo. That's all the difference there. Finally shut this Tiny down as the BKB arrives for the Razor. So if you're Liquid, maybe you have to think about, man, did we take that fight just a couple minutes too soon here? And for what in a random jungle area?
Yeah.
Backfired pretty hard. I also think they were down a bunch of neutral items. Like, I was looking at the neutral items, and they still had 3 tier 1s compared to, if you look at what Gaimin have right now, it's triple Essence Ring.
That's
with a bunch of brawny upgrades. So I'm pretty sure Gaimin had probably 1 or 2K extra EHP based off the neutral items alone in that fight.
Yeah. Oh, there's an old classic Pango Brigand's Blade.
Why do you sound so happy when you say that? Like, what's wrong with you?
It's just nostalgia. I mean, I'm in like 5 days from now, it'll be really bitter when I'm talking about it. But for now, it's like, oh, remember that.
That was disgusting, actually. Oh, looks like we have an old familiar friend, Essence Ring IO, everybody. Oh, with the extra heal for 800.
That was good.
That was good.
That was
that
really
great,
good
Austin.
combo. That was fun.
Weren't those the great old days?
I'm not playing the game right now. It's not affecting my life one way or the other.
Oh, there's Ballista Sniper, everybody. Oh, isn't that great? Isn't that great?
I mean, Ballista Sniper was that was just cool.
Dire
He gets shot, he gets sent back 100 units.
Oh, there's Aesthetics Cap from 2 days ago, everybody. Isn't that a great? Remember Aesthetics Cap? How fun it was. Aesthetics Cap Sanj and Yasha Heroes.
No, Aesthetics Cap wasn't fun. Didn't like that one. How long do you think it takes for nostalgia to set in?
It depends how rough your life is. Like, to be honest, I think that's a relative thing. Like,
so for you, it's gonna set in like 5 days. Is that what
it
you're
takes
saying?
like 36 hours, and I'm like, damn. Remember last Wednesday?
Good old days.
2 days ago.
Life was just better back then.
Things were so peaceful and innocent. But I think for most people, it's probably a couple of years.
Probably a couple of years.
Probably 5+ years, right?
Yeah.
If you're having a really good life, like a decade, yeah. Pango's still suffering. Still does not have that second item. Ace still having a pretty good game here with the Centaur. That fight recovered him a lot. 3-1-7. Essence Ring, Pipe, Halberd, Blade Mail. This is not a guy you want to go on. Big thing to look for in the fight is if Liquid end up on this Centaur, it's not going to be fun.
Oh, the Pango!
They find the Pango
So
again.
important that the Pango does not get got on first, and he is dead. What an ice path, though. Hits on 3,
No, this
but
fight's
Watson's
over,
already
dude.
taking so much damage, man. The Blade Mail with Saberlight just trampling on that gyrocopter. Took down his flying machine. And saying he was going to bump up Mickey so he can go back in on Ace. They're just going to keep their distance and eventually finish him off when the time is called for.
Dude, he was right-clicking the Primal too. He took 1,500 damage from Blade Mail.
Yeah.
I don't know. You were kind of progressing towards this Gyro BKB too, at which point you don't care. I just feel like the second the Pango gets jumped, there's no way you go into that fight.
Radiant's middle tower
Like,
is under attack.
I just don't see how you're going to win. Big team fight win for Liquid as the Nisha show continues here. Had a little misstep, but right back on track. And now Liquid are going to approach this triple BKB timing. They're going to have it here on the Tiny by the time Gaimin respawn and regroup. So all 3 cores will have BKB. You're ignoring a lot of magic damage coming out from Gaimin. You're ignoring a lot of control. And you can honestly just triple BKB in, look for the pulverized link on the gyro. And if you get that, the fight might just be over.
Yeah, this actually feels really rough timing-wise. Like the Blade Mail before you have Satanic, but then by the time you get Satanic for the gyrocopter, then he's just having his damage drained by Razor, almost guaranteed.
I mean, BKB
Can they
will
build-
help, but
Can they build Lincolns on any of their other
Radiant's
heroes?
bottom tower is under
Yeah,
Or,
I mean,
or
that's-
Lotuses,
that's something to think about. Like Lotus, Lincolns, and Force Staff
Okay.
versus Razor can always do some work.
Ace is going to go for his. Quinn is going to opt for Aghanim Scepter, which he's got done now. Still needs the shard.
Lotus on Malady.
Lotus on Malady.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
he's actually pretty close to it.
they're building 2, which would be a really big gain. They'll try and walk off this BKB. They will be successful.
That's got to feel pretty good.
Still, I think the items for Liquid are ahead of the curve here, right? Triple BKB done. Hurricane Pike for Mickey gives them more chase potential. I don't know. I think the team fight is really favorable for Liquid right now if they can find a way to force it or just do Rosh, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's available. It's just not that fast with their lineup.
Watson. Not sure if he had good options there. He got Gunpowder Gauntlet,
are fortified.
Serrated Shiv for Mickey.
Dire's top tower is under
Both of them
attack.
going to be Vampiric. Those Vampiric numbers are so high, by the way.
Yeah, they are quite good.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yep, I mean, Mickey.
Whoa, Roshan.
Shiv.
Liquid, you forget about something?
I feel like this was theirs. I think they just misplayed the map here in a way.
Yeah.
This is a big Aegis for Watson to get. BKB done on top of that. That was a lot easier for Gaimin than it should have been.
Well, this is a very even game right now. Even net worth. Gaimin Gladiators, they have the Aegis. They have timing here for this next few minutes. Liquid are not afraid of a
smoking.
fight, though.
Into the Aegis,
Radiant
though.
are scanning.
It's going to be really bad if you find the Centaur first or that Gyro with 2 lives.
Tofu? He managed to get the read on it.
I pinged it.
It's Saberlight. Any closer, he might have been caught by Nisha. Who's speaking of, no more Conda Tiny, huh? We gonna go back to right-click Tiny build? Is that the way we're gonna scale up from now?
Radiant's bottom tower
You think the
is under
Shiv
attack.
procs on the Pango hits?
Well, it has, I'm sure it does. It has the 1 second cooldown, so you can only get one of them in a swashbuckle, but
Yeah, but
you get another one off the shield crash.
even if you get that every time, it's off cooldown. That's a lot of extra proc damage here.
Yeah. I mean, 4 hits, you are extremely likely to get it, right? Or at least,
Yeah, it does proc. No, that's quite. I think this item's just broken, honestly.
yeah, it sounds pretty broken with Pango once you get the Aghanim Scepter, especially, right? Because then you're going to be rolling around a team fight,
Dire's
shield
top
crashing,
tower is under
maybe getting
attack.
even more Shiv hits.
I just think it's broken relative to the rest of the pack. Like, I feel like if you're a carry, you just take
Dire's
this.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, and then if you're everybody else, you take
Dire's
Galeguard.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Unless you're Watson, who
Dire's
probably
top
had
tower
bad
is
options. I mean, we talked about this earlier off stream, where it feels like RNG-wise, the neutral items, like the RNG, you can really get screwed. Oh, Quinn got there! He got there in time. Wait, does the charge up?
What? How did he just take it?
Well, no, like Saber walked out of the AoE at the last second,
Did he?
but I think it's not one person channeling it.
Yeah, just channels.
It just channels and then.
But I don't think he left the circle. I don't know. I'd like to see that again. Maybe he did.
Sure, he did. I'm pretty.
Maybe
sure.
his model's just so big, and I'm so old.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. So, and he sees Quinn. He goes, "Ah,
Is he out of?
well,
I don't know, dude. That looked a little weird. I don't know if he was out of that. Can we get the tail end of that slowed down by like?
I think either way he would have lost it, right? Because he obviously
probably.
wasn't going to sit there forever. But that is something to keep an eye on for the future.
I mean, does the level it's at stay there if there multiple people enter it?
Yeah.
So I guess the second he leaves that circle.
Wait, Quinn? Rolled up, got hit. The rest of his team is coming in right now, but Mickey has already killed him, and he's immediately going to TP out. There's nothing to stop him. Boxy won't get out, but obviously a trade-off that Liquid is happy with, especially during this timing of the Aegis. Nisha is getting some work done in mid, though almost got caught by Ace.
I feel like I've just seen this story 1,000 times this game, right? It's Liquid jumping the Pango, they kill him, and then they're either getting out or the fight's over. He's even using Ace to farm. I mean, that's just BM right there. What's wrong with you, man? No respect.
Yeah. Aegis is only up for another minute. Gaimin Gladiators really did not get much out of it. We could see that power play.
They do have double Lotus Orb done now,
Yeah.
which is pretty big for this Gyro Razor interaction. You really have to think about how you link the target you want more if you're Mickey. Still have Aegis for 40 seconds here, too. That stupid missile sound is so annoying.
Radiant's top
Why
tower
not? It's
is
cute.
under attack.
He's running at you.
Dire are scanning.
You don't like a bit of whimsy?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No.
Radiant's
Oh, that
top
figures.
tower is under attack.
10 seconds left. Quinn is going to try and chase out Insania. A hard kill to get, because even if he hits Insania, he's got Decrepify, and it's all physical damage. Watson gets out of the bottom lane. They take that tier 2 and call it quits from there.
We're getting to that late game where, again, if you're Liquid, you have to be, well, there goes Malady. You have to be confident in your Razor scale here. That's what's going to make the difference. And how well Mickey can play the fights.
Yeah.
Around the Lotuses, around the Stampede. Maybe get to that late game refresher where you can afford for one link to break a little bit, but you have that second one backup. Or just how much Nisha can get done, which has been a considerable amount so far in this game. He's just looking for AC. Okay, he's just got to start smacking some kids around here. Metaphorically.
Don't think you need to put metaphorically
Just in case.
at the end. No, nobody was thinking that it was literal until you said metaphorically.
Radiant's middle tower
Just
has
probably
fallen.
someone out there, man. I don't know. Just say something, man.
No, if you had said Nisha's going to start kicking kids in the face, then yeah, okay, maybe you would have to say metaphorically, because that feels like a little bit too specific, but there, you happy I said something?
Yeah, thank you. That made mine a lot better. I don't know how much he trains leg day, so I didn't want to say that.
Oh, yeah, that kid's pretty jacked now.
Oh.
Quick toss up in the air. Quinn. Okay, stomp on 2. Quinn is going to be saved. Bailed out by Ace with an excellent initiation. Liquid's going to have to pop their BKBs and make a run for it. Now, Mickey charged through. Whoa, he didn't pop his BKB. Saberlight gets hit, bumped there. No chain stun to follow it up, so.
What is happening in this fight? Does anybody know?
I think Liquid is not dying, but they're certainly not winning that fight, that's for sure.
All right, everybody just walks away. I think Liquid were confused because they're trying to find the Pango, and the Pango blinked on them. Like, wait a minute. What's going on here?
It's like when you're looking for something in the cupboard or the refrigerator, and it's just right there underneath your nose, but it's just never can see it.
Also, this is a dire obs on this hill.
Well, Tofu is out pretty
Yeah,
far. Tofu. Okay, they just got really split. Tofu gets picked off at the same time that Mickey, okay, yeah, there's going to be a bit of problems with Lotuses. Mickey's still going to man up, though, with the Guy of the Storm against Watson. Can he win this fight? Watson feels like he can't, so he's going to BKB, TP out, leave Ace to take the brunt of Mickey's wrath.
That was some crazy positioning that Liquid called instantly. I mean, Quinn showed bottom on the wave, or he was just jungling? Either way, the Pango's nowhere close to that fight, so it's an automatic teamfight win for Liquid if they take it. And they recognized it really quickly there. Gaimin just lingered. Strange map positioning from them. For sure. Some call or some read of where the wards are was off. Maybe not expecting that dire ward there from Liquid, but Vision enables the play.
Roshan's up.
It is up. Shield rune for Nisha, by the way. That's a big shield rune. Oh, you need this Satanic on the gyro. He can buy it out. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you don't buy this out. And he gets a Titanic Ogre Steel.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think all ending on Divine Rapier, that might be your best option at this point. I don't know how much later, like if you start going into level 25 territory, like Razor starts getting way too scary here. Insania is in position to break the smoke on the way to the Roshan pit. He breaks it, blinks, makes a run for it with the Glimmer Cape. His team, they feel like they have enough time to finish up Roshan. They would be right about that. With the Brambles out, they can finish up Rosh, get this Aegis, and with the spoils of war,
And Nisha.
ransack Gaimin Gladiators side of the map.
The rest of the team ran away. He ran in. Like, wait a minute.
He's got a shield rune and Aegis.
Yeah, why aren't we fighting?
I've got like 15,000 effective HP right now.
He also just subbed his blink out for Hyperstone. Because he wants to hit some
Yeah,
buildings.
he's gonna hit. He's just gonna smash. Nisha
Just smack
smash.
some kids in the face.
Yeah, he's
With a tree club. Metaphorical.
I mean, that Arm Day has got to do something for you.
Okay, Ace with the initiation, but I don't think Liquid are afraid of the Centaur's damage too much.
No, especially against this shield rune Aegis Tiny. I don't think that's hero that you want to go on, but maybe he's just trying to bait Liquid out into an initiation, which they certainly do take an initiation. BKBs have activated, and they're going straight for the gyrocopter. They got the control on him. A rock's going to be thrown after him. Chain stun down. And once the gyrocopter's gone, it's kind of all over for Gaimin Gladiators. Just a question of how many heroes are going to get caught in the process. Nisha with the toss back there on the Pango, still chasing after Ace, though he does manage to get away. So the 1 and 2 fall. 1 and 2 from Gaimin Gladiators.
Another bizarre fight. If you're doing this initiation to bait, then you better get your spells off and items off on the gyro. There's no BKB, there's no Satanic from Watson in this fight. He just goes down to Chain Stun with Terrorize. This lineup's just running out of gas.
And by that, you mean there's, like, you feel like the Lotus Orbs weren't used at the right times?
Yeah, that or again, the read on what was happening was just off.
Yeah.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
20 seconds for Liquid to take what they can out of the Gaimin Gladiators base. Ace will try and distract them as much as possible with his massive HP pool.
They just ignore him. He does
But
no
yes,
damage with
yeah.
this build. Like, literally no damage.
All right, 5 seconds left for the Gyrocopter. Liquid, we'll call it here. They'll reset a little bit. They still have a decent amount of time left on the Aegis, so they can push out some of their other lanes and still give another high ground push with an Aegis.
I think the only thing that changes this game is the Divine that Watson has queued up. But you are almost an entire Divine away from that Divine, so...
Yeah, that is...
I don't know if you're going to get to it.
You got the D in Divine Rapier, and that's about it. Metaphorically speaking, yeah.
Right.
Oh no, Watson got himself stuck.
How?
Tofu, he tried to dead shot him out. He cut the tree for him, but Watson already TP'd.
Yeah, I feel like when production draws a question mark on you, you know.
No, yeah.
Not
you're
looking.
really, oh, amp damage. Wait a minute. Gaimin Gladiators. Can they keep this three-way tiebreaker alive
The Rune of Destiny.
with the blue rune of destiny?
I mean, the thing is, this Pango hasn't gotten an actual item in. Feels like 20 minutes. And you're looking at this Razor, he has a Refresher now. You're looking at this Tiny, he has a full Assault Kuros now. What? I just don't see it.
Even the
I'm
Primal
not seeing
Beast, he's going to get a Shiva soon.
The damage is overwhelming from Liquid, and the damage on Gaimin is entirely this Gyrocopter. I feel like Watson needs 2 full flax without getting linked or something. I don't know.
What was Ace's options? He had to keep the Essence Ring, I'm just now noticing. So he obviously did not have a Gale Guard available.
Must have gotten some pretty bad ones. Pyrrhic Cloak for the
I can see.
Primal is pretty nice.
Maybe Ceremonial Robe is the one thing you would consider, but the other two are very clearly attacking ones, so fair enough. It's cool you could look at it, though.
A lot of Ogre Seal Totems.
Okay, we're replacing the Gale Guards with Ogre Seal Totems. Getting even more mobility. Smoke's gonna break. Avalanche on 2. Nisha gets the toss back onto the Centaur now. Mickey is opting to try and drain his damage, leaving a bit of an opening here for the Gyrocopter, but a refresh. Now he starts draining the Gyrocopter with a second link, but gets hit by a stomp. They manage to break it. Gyrocopter still has a good 350 damage here. He's gonna turn and fight. Oh, but it's just too much, man. This Eye of the Storm is overwhelming him, and there's too many disables on the side of Liquid. He cannot do it. They break the links. He really didn't steal that much from the Gyrocopter, but as you said, it's the one man alone.
I don't even think he needs the links right now. The Refresher is just going to count for so much more here when you have second BKB, second Satanic versus the Gyros 1. And you have Tiny to back you up here. Full Harpoon AC on Nisha. He went the right-click build to help Mickey if it ever came to it. I'm not even sure it ever came to it. And they're both approaching level 25.
The last stand for Gaimin Gladiators and Yakult Brothers. They stand a 4 versus 5. They smoke up without the Gyrocopter. Still 35 seconds left on him. And see if they can hold their final lane of barracks.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Liquid will force it. Toss back onto the Pango. Good grab. Saberlight, he's going to be stopped, but he's got the pulverize. If he can get his hands on Quinn, it might just be over from here, but he gets the roll up. A little bit of bounce back, gets some distance, but enough to break the link. Mickey keeps on him, and now with all that damage drained up, he's going to turn it back around on Ace. Tofu gets grabbed. He's dead, as well as Ace inside of the calling of their own making. They cannot beat Liquid in this 5-on-4, and they will give up Megas. They will likely give up the game. And that means toss back on the Gyrocopter could be fatal. BKB, Lotus, Mickey,
He doesn't care.
he doesn't care. He waits for Lotus to wear out. He gets his drain. Gyrocopter, he gets snagged on one of the routes, so he can't make it back to the fountain, can't make it back to safety. And as a result, they will be taken out of DreamLeague, and with them, your Colt brothers, as Liquid will find themselves an opportunity for a second round at the DreamLeague group stage.
Is this the first time they will have ever gone through?
They have made it to the second group stage before. They got 6 last season, I believe. They've never made playoffs.
Well, it's looking on the up for them here.
Maybe.
As it feels like they're figuring out some picks that are working for them. And man, I mean, to me, this game belongs to Nisha. He was absolutely locked in on this Tiny. Just outplayed Gaimin every single. I'm going to try and see his hero damage